Hey guys, welcome to your week 11 Watch Me First. So this week is all about statistical analysis. So what we are doing is we are working with our independent sample t-test, Mann-Whitney and dependent sample t-test. So let's first talk about what it means. You guys may be doing one or the other. It's always good to have experience of the others. So depending on your own data that you are collecting, one of these will apply. Okay, so what's an independent sample t-test? In an independent sample t-test means if you have two groups in which the students or participants of one group do not come in the second group, right? For example, you did two classes, right? The participants in one class are not there in another class. You are looking through those two different classes. That is what is called independent sample. Okay, independent sample means one participants may be matched to the other because they're same in demographic, but they are independent of each other. They are not going to have the same reasoning if they're filling up anything else. So it's comparing which is completely independent. Quite a few of you are looking at early detection of dyslexia. So think about those. Would it be an independent sample or a dependent sample? Okay. Early identification of dyslexia. Okay, the second one becomes a dependent sample. What's a dependent sample? If it is one group that you are testing twice, you have a pre on them and a post on them. That is what called is a dependent sample. So basically the same participant group and then you're doing pre and a post. Okay. So that is what is your independent and dependent sample. What is Mann-Whitney? When sometimes you have an independent sample group, but your participants are not 30. 30 is supposed to be the minimum that you need for a good statistical analysis to happen, right? If you don't have 30, we can run what is called a non-parametric statistical analysis, which is called Mann-Whitney. So one of these three would apply to you. If you have more than two groups, this is all for two groups. Okay, if you have more than two groups, then you're going to end up doing an ANOVA, and so that is also another assignment that's going to come in. But for this week, you have these three things. So what do I have in this folder? Now, non-parametric can also be applied if your assumptions are not met. Okay, so here is the independent sample. You're probably going to only be working with these three this semester, and whoever has bivariate correlation, I'll reach out to them. But these are your four assumptions that have to be met. If they are not met, then we do a Mann-Whitney. These are the assumptions that have to be met for a dependent sample, and these are the assumptions that have to be met for an ANOVA. Now, you guys are wondering what are assumptions or what are we talking about? Assumptions basically show that your data falls under a normal curve. Please don't worry. These are going to become clear. Okay, I go into detail for all one of them, each one of them. So let me show you first one. What do we have here? For each of them, I have a document for you. I have a video that goes with it. And then this third thing is a data set. You do not need a data set. I have done all the analysis. I have done the SPSS. If you want to do the SPSS yourself, then you need the data set. What you basically are working with are these two documents is what you're working with. Okay. So when you open up your independent sample t-test and I go through each one of them in detail. So you will have your research question, the null hypothesis, all of those things, how to write it, which is what you are going to do for your own also. Talks about all the assumptions. It talks about the assumptions here. These are all the graphs that I have made through SPSS, and I would be making those for your data also. Here is the test of normality. I will run the table for you. And here is the table that is already run for this data. And here is this is an idea of how to do it in SPSS if you want to do it. Here is the homogeneity table and all of these things are here. And then the main aspect is when you are writing a report, right? This is the report. Let me mark it so that you guys can see it. This is the report. Okay, that's how you write the report. When you write the report, you're careful about capital letters, you're careful about decimal places, you are careful about how you write the p-values, you are careful about all of those things. As you can see, these are all 2 decimal points, right? You can see that these are italicized and capitalized, right? So that is one thing. This is small, this is not lowercase and italicized. So those are the things that I'm going to be looking for when I look at your report. Okay. So here is those things, and once again I go through those. Here is the effect size, all of those things for each one of them. Go back. For each one of them, you have the document, the video that goes with it, and the data set. Okay. So once again, for each one of them, you have the document, the video that goes with it, and the data set. So what do you have for your assignment? And I'm going to go back to the other ones in just a minute. So this, once again, let me put this in a different color. These are the data set. You don't need the data set unless you want to run the statistics yourself through SPSS. Okay, you don't need the data set. What you need is this Word document that has the assignment in it, and then it gives you all the details. So let's look at that one. So when you open this up, here is your data set. It gives you what is the coding for it. Here is where you have to make the research question. You have to do the null hypothesis. You have to choose the criteria. So it gives you all of these things that you're doing. And then you're writing a report on assumptions, which is there in that one. The one that I had marked was the final report here. So those are the things that I'm looking for. And here are all the tables that you have. Then you have your section 2 is the dependent sample. Here is the data. And then I do give you the research question and the null hypothesis here. And here you are just putting out the tables for the assumptions and the final report. So this is how you have your assignment. Okay. So once again, you have all of independent sample t-test, all of Mann-Whitney, all of dependent sample. Then you have your data sets if you want to run your statistics yourself. Here is your written assignment. Here is a full list of assumptions. Now, what are these two? These are just documents for you to think about. If you have one sample, then looking at the type of variables or type of the data that you have. Okay, I'm going to help you through this. Please don't worry about it, but I'm giving you once you start knowing a little bit more, like if you have an independent sample, you'll have a dichotomous, right? Because it's 2 groups. There'll be a 0 group and a 1 group, right? Or a 1 or a 2 group. It depends on how. So it's a dichotomous one. But if you have an ANOVA, you will have 3 or more categories or 3 or more groups. So that's what it is actually telling you. Okay. But a dependent sample, you will not have that because you are looking on the same person, pre and a post. So this is just the statistical way of looking at it. If these documents are difficult for you, you don't have to use them. This is again another way of showing it, just a different way. It's exactly the same thing, but it has other things, like it's talking about what are the, so like if you look like what are the ways it is done, right? So you have independent sample, you have a dichotomous variable, and then you're collecting 2 data sets on it. But in a dependent sample, you do a pre, and then you have an intervention and a post, right? In ANOVA, you have more than 1, more than 2, so you have 3 data samples. Once again, this document is the same there, but if the assumptions are not met, what do we use? Okay, for independent sample, we use a Mann-Whitney. Now, dependent sample, we use a Wilcox one. We are not doing Wilcox. I've had very few students who actually end up not having assumptions met for a dependent sample t-test, and if that happens, we will cross that road at that time. So don't worry about it. Okay. Once again, this gives you a little bit of examples over here on what it means. Independent sample interested in looking at males and females GRE scores. So males and females are independent samples, right? But if you're looking at a pre-test of all participants, you do an intervention and give them a post-test. So then that is what. Okay, so all of these I'll give you an idea about the test. A researcher wants to look at if Republicans, Democrats, and independent voters differ. So now you have three groups, and when you have three groups, you do an ANOVA. Okay. In independent and dependent sample t-test, when you have two groups, your groups have to match up. They have to be the same number. But in ANOVA, they don't have to be. So those are small little things that are going to come up as individually we will discuss going forward. Okay. So do not worry. This is not going to be a lot. I am available if you have any questions. These documents are just for your, let me mark these. These documents are just for your reference. Okay. Some people love these documents. Some people don't like these documents, and both of them are absolutely okay. What you have and you are looking at is the documents within this, and then your written assignment. And here is your written assignment. Okay. Your written assignment is for 40 points, and you do not have anything that is there the week before. Okay. So that is why take the whole week, work on these, ask me questions, be proactive about it. Don't wait till the very last minute. Okay. These do take time and understanding, but I'm hoping the video, as it goes through each one of them, things would be clear. And as you are doing this, think about your own statistical analysis, because that's what you are going to be doing. I'm going to be giving you the tables, but those are the analysis that you will be doing. Okay. Please know I am here. This is a week of statistics, but please know I am here to help you, support you. Okay. So best of luck. Don't forget to post in the course question discussion box, ask any questions, and we will work on these together.